Listen, the reason most people struggle to grow with YouTube Shorts is simply because they enter the most competitive, saturated niches. They're competing against thousands of other channels making the same exact content. And unless their shorts are significantly better, then they probably won't break past 30,000 views for a long time. But there are always brand new niches with extremely high demand and very little competition. Niches where you can blow up easy. The difficult part has been finding these niches early enough. But now you can use Claude combined with actual shorts data to find these high opportunity niches before they blow up and get saturated. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I do it and how you can do it too. So I've linked this tool down below. It is paid. It's what's going to give Claude access to real-time shorts data. So we're going to come up here. It says connect to Claude/ChatGPT. So we can do Claude or ChatGPT. For this video, I'm going to do Claude since that's what I do. I'm going to come here to setup. And then in our Claude settings, we'll come here to connectors. Click on add custom connector. And then we're just going to fill this in with what is on the site here. So we're just going to copy each one of these. And after filling it in, we can click add. So now Claude actually has access to real-time shorts data. If you were to ask it questions before, it would just be using Google and it would get a lot of things wrong. Now it's going to be very accurate and up to date, and you're going to be surprised at how effective this is. So the first prompt I'm going to do is 5 shorts channels that started posting in the last 90 days, have posted fewer than 10 shorts, and are averaging over 2 million views per short, and are still actively posting. So what I'm trying to do is look for channels with a high number of views and low shorts, and are recent and fast growing. By doing this, I'm filtering for channels that very clearly have high demand and low supply. Channels that instantly blow up are a very clear sign of this, a very clear sign of a niche not yet being saturated. So let's send over this prompt. You can do any variation of this prompt. You can be very, very specific and just ask it, talk to it like a human, and it's going to give you the results that you're looking for. There's so many different filters you can do. So it's given me a list right here. We could ask for more or less, but we've gotten channels that fit that criteria. Each one has a little description of what the niche is, and it's also actually given us how many uploads along with their average view count. So I'm seeing 2 that are very interesting right off the bat, just based off the name. I think I know what they are, but let's take a look at this. Alright, so yeah, this is exactly what I thought it would be. This is basically a 3D animation style. It kind of looks like an older 3D video game. But the interesting thing is this is focused on cats. And by doing that, they have gotten 17 million views on their first short and on their third short, right? And then 14 million, 8 million, 8 million. Their lowest viewing short was still over 200,000 views. It surpassed the 30,000 view jail. And then the other channel that's making similar content, this one is focused on dogs. And look, once again, every short is viral. The lowest view count on this one is even higher with 673,000 views, and they're all still growing. So that is the perfect example, actually. The reason those are blowing up is because there's such little competition. There is no saturation for that niche combined with that format, right? So that format, not a lot of people are capable of doing it so effectively. It requires skill. So it's a high barrier skill. That means not a lot of people are going to be competing, and it's combining that with a very in-demand topic. Many people have a cat or a dog. Cats and dogs are proven to go viral. And the reason why there is so little competition is because they're competing against other cat and dog channels, but those channels aren't doing this type of content. They're going to be using real footage of the animals, which is, it's fine, but it's a little bit more boring compared to this. This is very interesting. So this is the perfect example of a very high demand, low supply type of content with very, very low competition. That's why they blew up so quickly. That's why on those channels, there's effectively no 30,000 view jail with those 2 examples, right? Perfect example. But then there's other stuff. There's a few ranking channels. This one's ranking the best food moments. This one's ranking the funniest animal memes. So that still exists. This one is focused on golf. Let's take a look. So look at this channel. 39 million views on their second short. But I'm noticing a major problem is they stopped posting a month ago after going so viral, after they had hit 43 million views from only 9 shorts. And I'll tell you probably what the problem was. My guess is they hit the monetization requirements and then they didn't get monetized. That's my guess. Obviously, I could be wrong, but they're making content that's in a gray area when it comes to monetization. Ranking shorts, if there's not enough transformation, if you're not adding anything unique, then this is a type of content that has a higher likelihood of getting demonetized. So this is something to be very aware about. If a channel enters this niche and adds a lot more editing and commentary and adds some unique original transformative value, then their chances of getting monetized are higher, right? But still, I can learn from this channel. I can see that there is a massive audience from golf. I can deduce that if someone were to enter the golf niche, but they did it in a transformative, original manner, following YouTube's monetization policies, well, then they could have lots of success. Clearly, there's lots of demand for good golf content. That's what I can tell. And I could ask for lots of more examples. I could frame that prompt differently. This is just one example. I've actually been spending so much time using this because, the results that I can produce are insane. But here's what I want to do next. I'm going to say, find the Roblox Shorts channels growing fastest right now and break them down by which game or sub-niche or format each one is using. So Roblox is a very massive, broad niche that has so many channels blowing up all the time doing it, right? But now I want to figure out what angle is the best. How can I make a Roblox channel and actually succeed? Because while it is absolutely massive, so much demand, there's also a big supply. It's competitive. Okay, so it's saying that right now the most dominant game is Animal Hospital. So it's showing multiple channels that are currently blowing up, posting content about this specific game. Then it's showing some other Roblox sub-niches and formats, real-life comparison edits, interactive, trolls and pranking, funny moments, reviewing games, platform commentary, judging by this channel name right here. I'm guessing that also means Roblox Rants, which is quite popular. But okay, so these are the fastest growing Roblox channels right now. I want to learn more. I'm curious. So I'm going to ask, when did Animal Hospital start going viral? Do a deep analysis. I want to see how new this niche is and if it's still in a phase of blowing up. Is it still a smart idea to maybe make content about this game? Can we still ride the wave? Okay, so what it's seeing is that it started to grow in late June. The ignition came transitioning into July, and then by mid-July, there was mass adoption. And look at all the different channels it is linking, right? And yeah, it's decaying. It's saying views per short are down roughly 2 orders of magnitude from peak. So this shows the perfect example, okay? Roblox is such an amazing example. So there are some niches that are very trend-based, where demand explodes, but then supply can catch up, and then demand goes down, so less people want to watch it, and then there's way more channels competing against all these views. This is one of the explanations for the 30,000 view jail. I mean, think about earlier this year, the AI skeleton content was popular. Then people like me made tutorials on it, taught people how to do it. More people entered the niche. Many had success, but even more failed because then it was too competitive. That is how this works. So even Googling it, I can see, okay, the game was released in May, but then I guess it started growing in popularity on YouTube in June and especially July. So if you want to blow up fast and you want to be one of these channels that actually keeps the popularity, because the early adopters, right, oftentimes they can even last a long time or they can easily pivot to a new game, but you want to be one of the early adopters if you want a massive chance of blowing up. So I'm going to ask, which other Roblox games are getting the most views right now, and are they still worth entering, or are they too saturated? So let's see. All right, so Keyboard Escape seems to be the one that is pulling the most views right now. It's giving multiple examples with channel links. So it's saying it's enterable, but the easy formats are gone. If you want to enter Animal Hospital, saturated for gameplay, but for animation, there is still some opportunity, but it says that the window is thin. And then this game is an early signal worth watching. So a channel with 48K subs pulled 6.6 million views, ranking moments from this. So the least saturated thing on the list, that could have huge potential. And then there's a few more examples. But yeah, I don't play Roblox, but I do remember this game right here because I think I featured this sub niche in an older niche list video of mine. But yeah, this one seems like it's mature and steady and crowded. Like it still probably gets views, but it's harder to break in. But yeah, now it's actually giving a final piece of advice, and this is actually super useful. So using the tool it's connected to, we can actually set up alerts on new Roblox Shorts channels rather than just watching games manually. So I can show this in a future video. I'm not going to go too deep into it right now, but you could basically just ask it to set up this alert where every day it is conducting this search, or you can basically take all the top Roblox channels, put them into this folder, and it can analyze them every day looking for breakouts that are a new game. And then you could easily capitalize on that. So this is just an example using Roblox because it's pretty easy to visualize with all the different games. But my goal in this video was to basically teach the importance of entering niches with high demand and low to manageable supply if you want to grow super fast. The other niches that are high demand but also high supply, you can still have lots of success, but you might be stuck in the 30,000 view jail for longer, right? And then once you break through, it can be super rewarding. But if you specifically want fast growth, this gives you the highest chances. So you can use this tool, you can make judgments, see if something has high demand demand, then you could take inspiration, enter a niche or a similar niche, taking inspiration from what works, making sure that you are making content in a transformative, original manner that will be eligible for monetization. So obviously make sure you follow YouTube's monetization policies. But this is how I do it. This walkthrough was exactly how I do it now. I don't do niche research the old way. This is how I do it now. This is how I research the market before starting new channels. If you don't do it, I honestly believe if you don't do it this way, then you're at a disadvantage, right? Searching through YouTube on its own, it can work. It just takes way longer. You saw how quick this was. And while the tool costs money, it's not expensive at all. As you can see, my current plan is $25 a month. I didn't have to pay $45 or $80 a month in order to show what I showed in this video. And this price to find a niche that can be the niche that actually blows up your channel and gets you to the point of making lots of money, like that's a very good investment. And if you want to actually save money, you can even do annual, which will give you quite the discount. So yeah, that's that. And this is just the tip of the iceberg for how far you can go with this. I'm still using Algro and Claude every day to figure out what other crazy stuff I can do. But from what I'm seeing, this is such an unfair advantage. But let me know in the comments if you would like more tutorials on this tool. Make sure to join my school community, link down below, if you want me to help you grow a YouTube Shorts channel. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.